Well, first of all, I would like to thank you, Partha Sarati, for arranging this Zoom conference. This international conference on Thirukkural and UNESCO for World Peace is part of a series of conferences that we've done so far, 25 already, and this is the 26th one. And I would like to express my gratitude to Dr. Prabhakaran for accepting to come again on our Zoom conference and to make a special presentation this time on a topic which is so meaningful for Thirukkural and the mission, and the preachings, the teachings of Valluvar. And so the topic of today, Valluvar, the Eternal and Universal Guide to Mankind, will be delivered by Dr. Prabhakaran. I have the pleasure to introduce Dr. Prabhakaran, who is originally from Tamil Nadu, holds a BSc and MSc in mathematics from Tamil Nadu. He began his career as a lecturer in Tamil Nadu before pursuing advanced studies in the USA, where he earned an MS, PhD in computer science and an MBA. Dr. Prabhakaran retired after holding senior positions in the private sector and serving at NASA and the US Army. An active advocate for the Tamil language, literature, and culture, Dr. Prabhakaran has dedicated significant efforts to the welfare of the Tamil community. He has served as the president of the Washington Tamil Sangam, secretary of the Tamil Nadu Foundation, and vice president of FITNA. In the Washington, D.C. area, he founded the Tamil Literary Study Group, where he conducted in-depth studies of the Thirukkural and classical Sangam literature. He successfully organized the first international Thirukkural Purana Nuru and Kuruntokkei conference in the USA. His insightful commentaries on Thirukkural and Sangam literature have been widely shared on blogs reaching millions of Tamils worldwide. He has written 2 books in English on the Thirukkural. One of them is The Ageless Wisdom as Embodied in Thirukkural, and the other is Valluvar Answers to Vital Questions. He has also written another book in Tamil about Thirukkural. In addition to his books on Thirukkural, he has also authored 13 books on Sangam literature. He has delivered numerous seminars and lectures on these subjects in both India and the USA, further contributing to the global appreciation of Tamil heritage. Recently, he has produced a 30-minute-long documentary in English on the Thirukkural. This is the first documentary on Thirukkural ever produced by anyone. This documentary is being translated into Hindi, French, German, Chinese, Spanish, Japanese, and Tamil. This documentary will be released soon and will be available worldwide. So it's my great honor and privilege to invite Dr. Prabhakaran to deliver his talk on this very important topic of Valluvar, the Eternal and Universal Guide to Mankind. Dr. Prabhakaran, on to you.
Thank you, Dr. Armugam Parasuraman, for that kind introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning or good evening, depending upon your location. I'm extremely happy to have this opportunity to talk about Valluvar, the Eternal and Universal Guide to Mankind. Throughout human history, numerous philosophers, prophets, sages, and saints have made significant contributions to the development of philosophical ideas. Most of these great scholars had a religious bias, and some of them were inconsiderate in matters related to social justice, social equality, and rationalism. For example, despite his extraordinary ability for rational inquiry, Socrates believed that the oracle of Delphi would never go wrong in its predictions. and he never rejected the Athenian view of religion. Socrates' ardent disciple, Plato, took pride in being an Athenian and not a barbarian, and he was pleased that he was born a man instead of a woman. In ancient Greece, which is considered the birthplace of democracy, slavery was an accepted practice. Aristotle, a student of Plato, says some should rule and others be ruled is a thing not only necessary but expedient. From the hour of their birth, some are marked out for subjection, others for rule. So it is apparent that social equality was not considered the foundation of democracy by ancient Greek philosophers. The Chinese philosopher Confucius believed that heaven is the author of all virtue, and he considered heaven itself a kind of deity which creates virtue within us. The religious leaders, such as the rishis of the Vedic religion, Mahavira, and the Buddha, were more concerned about the life after death than about life on earth. There have been only very few philosophers who were truly rational, secular, and concerned more about life on earth than life after death. Valluvar was one of them. His famous book, Thirukkural, also known as the Kural, is a real guide to the art of living. His message is secular. He staunchly believes in the equality of all people. He emphasizes rationalism, nonviolence, the importance of human effort, love, and compassion. Thirukkural was first printed in 1812. Since then, it has been translated into more than 60 languages worldwide, with over 100 translations available in English alone. The Quran is one of the world's most widely translated non-religious works. The famous Tamil poet Mahakavi Subramania Bharatiyar rightly stated that Thiruvallur is a gift of Tamil Nadu to the world. Another famous Tamil poet, Bharatidasan, claims that the whole world gained fame because of Valluvar. In fact, many scholars and philosophers from various parts of the world have recognized and admired Valluvar's profound and pragmatic view of human life, as well as the practical guidelines he offers for a purposeful life in his remarkable book, The Quran. Let me mention the remarks by two famous scholars about the Quran. The highly acclaimed German philosopher and Nobel laureate Dr. Albert Schweitzer says about Thirukkural that there hardly exists in the literature of the world a collection of maxims in which we find so much lofty wisdom. In the words of Professor Camille Zolabil, a renowned Tamil scholar from Czech Republic, Thirukkural is a contribution of Tamil creative genius to the world's cultural treasure and should be familiar to the whole world, admired and be loved by all in the same way as the poems of Homer, the dramas of Shakespeare, the pictures of Rembrandt, and the cathedrals of France and the sculptures of Greece. In fact, Valluvar deserves all these adulations and much more for his outstanding contributions to mankind. He has analyzed all facets of human life and has devised in his own original guidelines for a purposeful life on earth. The three major religions that existed during Valluvar's time were the Vedic religion, Buddhism, and Jainism. In the Quran, we see evidence of Vedic thinking, reflections of the enlightened Buddha, and the sanctity of non-violence as emphasized by Jainism. We can also hear the echoes of Jesus Christ's Sermon on the Mount, see the semblances of Ten Commandments, and even notice the rationalism of the atheists in Quran. But despite all of these similarities, his book is strictly original and secular in nature. Yet, Hindus, Buddhists, Jains, and even some Christians try to argue in vain regarding the religious affiliation of Valluvar. Valluvar's profound ideas are eternally valid and universally acceptable contributions to mankind. Let me now discuss the reasons for the immortality and universal applicability of the Quran. Some things are considered immortal in this world. For example, The best known and the most visited portrait of Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci, the impressive sculpture of David by Michelangelo, the enchanting compositions of the musical virtuosos Bach and Beethoven, the famous religious books like the Bible, the Quran, the Bhagavad Gita, and other outstanding pieces of literature in major languages are examples of masterpieces which have stood the test of time. That's why we call them eternal. Their apparent immortality stems from the intrinsic value or beauty that appeals to their viewers, listeners, readers, and followers. The Quran belongs to the same category of immortal masterpieces. What makes the Quran immortal? The two factors contributing to the Quran's immortality are its subject matter and the generality with which Valluvar has presented the subject matter. In the Quran, Valluvar addresses subjects that are related to wisdom rather than knowledge. Knowledge and wisdom are two different concepts. They're entirely different. Knowledge is a result of learning information that is based on data and the relationship among the data. But wisdom is the ability to think and act using knowledge, experience, understanding, common sense, and insight. Knowledge often becomes obsolete due to new information based on advances in research. But the wisdom based on the collective experience of a community or the human race will remain valid forever. In the Quran, Valluvar deals with subjects like right conduct, education, morality, generosity, hospitality, gratitude, love, compassion, non-violence, charity, munificence, truthfulness, persistence, friendship, efficiency in management, effective leadership, familial and conjugal love, etc., which have always been considered desirable qualities having permanent appeal to humanity. If Valluvar had attempted to discuss scientific topics in his book, his conclusions would likely have been disproven due to advances in science over the past 2000 years. Science changes very often. In the 25 chapters of the Quran, Valluvar discusses the necessary characteristics of a king and how he should run his administration and rule his country. The same characteristics are applicable to the modern day leaders of organizations. His ideas regarding hiring employees, delegating responsibilities to them, supervising them, and rewarding them are valid today and are being practiced in many organizations. His project management and time management ideas are consistent with current business practices. World's suggestions for self-improvement are similar to those recommended by present-day experts on the subject. These similarities highlight the timeless wisdom of Valluvar and demonstrate that his ideas remain eternally valid. Another factor that has contributed to the immortality of his book is the generality with which he has approached the subject matter of the book. For example, when he talks about education in Quran 391, he says, learn flawlessly whatever should be learned. After having learned, live accordingly. If Valluvar had listed the subjects to be learned or the books to be read, such a list would have been outdated and may not have any relevance at the present time. Since he did not specifically state what must be learned, his statement remains valid and will always be valid. Similarly, when he discusses the appropriate time and tools for a task, he asks, is there any task that is impossible for one who chooses the right moment and the right tool? Quran 483. Tools and the right moment for a task vary with respect to the nature of the task. For example, tools used by farmers 100 years ago are vastly different from those used today. Also, the weapons used by warriors have evolved as new technology has produced more advanced weapons. It would have been a mistake on part of Valluvar if he had mentioned the details regarding the right time and the right tool. But he has made his point about the need for selecting right moment and the right tool to be successful in any chosen task without being specific. This type of generality in Valluvar's approach contributes to the eternal validity of his book. Here is another example of generality in Valluvar's approach. In Quran 517, he says, இதனால் sorry, இதனால் இவன் முடிக்கும் என்று ஆய்ந்து அதனை அவன் கண்டு விடான். That is, having examined and decided that this job could be competently done with these means by this person, he must be left free to do the job on his own. That is, test the person, assess his competency, assign him the responsibility for the job, and do not micromanage him. This is a universally accepted management principle, which is used even today. Notice that Valluvar neither mentions the job nor the means needed for the job. That is why it is applicable even now. In Quran 475, Valluvar says, Pilipai Sahadum Achirum Appandam Sala Pain. That is, the axle of a cart will break even if it is overloaded, even with a very light peacock feathers. This aphorism conveys a profound truth about excess. While moderation is beneficial, excess in anything is detrimental. Just as excessive consumption of food, overtraining in exercise, or reckless use of credit can be harmful. Valluvar's statement is a reminder that an excess of anything, no matter how seemingly harmless, can lead to negative consequences. This principle is very general and applicable in many situations at all times. There are many more examples in the Quran where Valluvar adopts a generality in his approach to discuss the subject matter. So the wisdom-based subject matter and the generality in Valluvar's approach contribute to the immortality of the Quran. So why is Quran immortal? It's because of these two ideas. One is it is wisdom-based. It is not knowledge-based. It is wisdom-based. Second is whatever he says it in a very, very general manner. In addition to contributing the immortality of the Quran, the wisdom-based subject matter and the generality in his approach have also contributed to the universal applicability of his book. That means his book is applicable throughout anywhere in the world. In his book, there is no mention of anything about his mother tongue Tamil or his native land Tamil Nadu, except for a few Qurans where he mentions the names of certain gods in Hindu mythology. There is no mention of his religion. So whatever he says is applicable to people of any religion. Valluvar's view on morality is another reason for universal applicability of the Quran. Let's briefly examine Valluvar's view on morality. What is morality? Morality is a set of principles that help people to distinguish between what is right and what is wrong. Many religions believe that these principles originate from God, who defines what is good and what is bad. Religious codes, such as Ten Commandments or Sermon on the Mount, are examples of these moral guidelines. However, different religions often contradict each other. For example, one religion may forbid alcohol, while another embraces it. The other religion says, yeah, you can drink. Some religions allow eating animals, others do not. And some religions permit polygamy, while others do not. This suggests that religious morality is relative rather than universal. So the morality based on religion will only be suitable and agreeable to people who belong to that religion, not to others. There is another problem with the morality based on religion. There are about 1 billion people who do not believe in organized religion or supernatural beings. This raises the question, what moral guidelines should these people follow? They don't follow any religion. So what about moral principles for them? So the morality or moral principles should be independent of religion. Albert Einstein argued that morality is not divine but a human matter, and humanists agree, suggesting that morality should be based on compassion, fairness, and scientific thinking rather than religion. Morality also varies with time and place. What is considered moral in one culture or one era may not be in another. For example, same-sex marriage was once seen as immoral, but is now accepted in many countries. Valluvar in Kural 140 says that moral conduct is defined by wise people in each society, not by religious codes. He believes that those who do not live in harmony with the world, even if they are learned, are ignorant. Valluvar's ideas and morality are certainly universally acceptable. That is, his ideas are acceptable to people belonging to any religion or people who do not belong to any religion. Let me now discuss Valluvar's view on social equality. When human beings were hunter-gatherers, they lived in small groups, wandered from place to place. Anthropologists believe that in hunter-gatherer societies, group members were all considered equal. Men and women worked together and shared responsibilities. Approximately about 10,000 years ago, hunter-gatherer societies began to transition into agricultural societies. Once people started to depend upon agriculture, they began to settle down and establish larger communities. Anthropologists believe that the lifestyle of hunter-gatherer societies began to decline as agriculture becomes more prevalent. Within each agricultural community, some people were considered superior and more valuable than others. Inequality among human beings was even considered the norm and acceptable. The people who owned the land were considered superior. Over the next few centuries, pronounced inequality existed in human society. Slavery was widely accepted practice in ancient Greece, as it was in many other societies of that time. Ancient Roman society was divided into two major classes: the plebeians, the poor people, and the patricians, the rich ones. Also, Chinese society had a well-defined class structure. In the pre-Confucian era, the Chinese population was divided into 6 different classes. India was no exception. Indian society had a well-defined hierarchical structure based on people's birth. People were divided into 4 distinct classes: Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Sudras. It was during this critical period that Valluvar made the following revolutionary statement: all human beings are equal by birth, but distinctions arise only because of the different qualities of their action and not by birth. Valluvar's statement that all are equal by birth was indeed revolutionary 2000 years ago, and it still is. The famous document, the Declaration of Independence, adopted by the Continental Congress of the United States in 1776, declares all men are created equal. It's obvious that women were not considered equal to men, and people of color were not considered equal to white people. Women and people of color had to fight for their equality and obtain equal rights only in the 20th century. Even in the 21st century, women do not enjoy equal rights with men in many, many countries. Therefore, Valluvar's declaration regarding equality by birth is undoubtedly revolutionary. It is a basic philosophy of Valluvar that all people are equal by birth. Let me now talk about rationalism. What is rationalism? According to rationalism, anything that cannot withstand the test of reason should be ignored as superstition. Valluvar agrees with this idea of rationalism. Valluvar advises that one should verify the true nature of things and not be misguided by their appearances. Whatever the apparent nature of things, it is wise to investigate their true nature. Quran 355. It is this type of free inquiry that forms the foundation of science. If Isaac Newton had not investigated why an apple fell into the ground instead of rising into the air, we would not have laws of Newton today. Also, without investigating the true nature of things, other scientists would not have been able to make their discovery. Although also makes another statement. He says, true wisdom is to discern the truth in whatever is said by whomever. That is, questioning and verifying the statements made by others is a mark of critical thinking, and critical thinking leads to increased knowledge. For example, If Charles Darwin had not thought critically and instead accepted the religious teachings on creationism, he would not have developed his theory of evolution. If Nicholas Copernicus had not doubted Ptolemy's theory of geocentricity, he would not have come up with his idea of heliocentricity. See, Ptolemy thought Earth is the center of the universe. But it was only Nicholas Copernicus who said, no, Earth is not the center of the universe. It is Sun is the center of the universe. The Buddha, the original rationalist, is supposed to have said, believe nothing, no matter where you read it or who said it, no matter even if I have said it, unless it agrees with your own reason and your own common sense. Like the Buddha, the other rationalist, Valluvar, is open to inquiry of all statements made by anyone. The next important concept is nonviolence. Generally, violence against other human beings would include verbal as well as physical violence. Verbal violence refers to the use of harsh and unkind words, slander, that is talking behind, and lies that offend and hurt another human being's feelings. Physical violence would include any physical attack that may cause pain, injury, or death to another person. Valluvar condemns verbal as well as physical violence. According to him, one should avoid any violence, whether through words or deeds. There is a principle known as the Golden Rule, attributed to Confucius. This Golden Rule states, do not do unto others what you do not want others to do unto you. That means don't do to other people what you don't want others to do to you. Valluvar is a simple and a more elegant formulation of the Golden Rule, which can guide us in deciding what action should be avoided. Valluvar says, what one has realized as causing pain to oneself, one should not inflict on others. If you think that whatever the other person did to you is bad, you should do the same thing to the other person. Valluvar has another profound idea about what to do when somebody harms us. In Quran 314, Valluvar says that if someone has harmed you or hurt you in some way, the best thing to do is to return good for evil. That is, do something good to someone who did evil to you so that he will be vexed at his own actions. In fact, Valluvar's concept of non-violence has historical significance. When Mahatma Gandhi was involved in fighting for the rights of Indians in South Africa, he came across an article written by the renowned Russian novelist Leo Tolstoy, which had been published in an Indian newspaper. In that article, Leo Tolstoy had expressed his deep appreciation for Valluvar's ideas on nonviolence. Upon reading that article, Mahatma Gandhi was deeply impressed with Valluvar's ideas on nonviolence, and he adopted them as a key tool in his fight for the rights of Indians in South Africa, and later in his successful struggle for freedom against British rule in India. Later, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, the American civil rights activist, followed Gandhi's nonviolent approach in his fight for equality for African Americans in the United States. Nelson Mandela used the same nonviolent approach to abolish apartheid and establish democratic government in South Africa. The basic theme of entire Thirukkural is virtue. Valluvar defines virtue as having a mind without blemishes. The blemishes like envy, greed, anger in people's mind are responsible for their evil words and deeds. He claims that it is a supreme virtue not to have a harmful thought about anybody to any degree at any moment. Couplet 317. If one has no blemishes in his mind, then there will be no violence in his words or deeds. Valluvar concludes that violence in the minds of people is responsible for all the violence in the world. This assertion made by Valluvar almost 2,000 years before the formation of UNESCO is identical to the preamble of UNESCO, which states, since wars begin in the minds of men, it is in the minds of men that defenses of peace must be constructed. Another important idea from Valluvar is the importance of human effort. Throughout history, humans have invented remarkable devices to enhance the quality of life. Researchers have successfully developed medicines for numerous diseases, saving countless human lives. There is no evidence that these and other similar accomplishments were achieved through the miracles of gods or their agents. These accomplishments have been made possible purely by human efforts. Valluvar is a strong proponent of human effort. He suggests that high ambition, appropriate goals and objectives, and unceasing hard work will lead to success in human endeavors. The following quotes illustrate Valluvar's emphasis on human efforts to succeed in life. If those who have planned an undertaking possess persistence, they will achieve what they desired as they have desired. Quran 666. Even if God cannot help you attain your goal, you will be rewarded in proportion to your efforts and hard work. Quran 619. In the process of working towards a goal, unexpected delays, disappointments, and other unforeseen interruptions can occur, hindering progress. Valluvar's solution to overcome unexpected random interruptions, otherwise known as fate, is to work hard. In Quran 620, Valluvar says, those who work with ceaseless industry will overcome unplanned adverse events. As it can be seen from the Qurans mentioned above, Valluvar places importance on human effort and hard work rather than prayer alone. It is not that he is opposed to prayer. He emphasizes the need for hard work even with prayer. God helps only those who help themselves, you see. Valluvar, in Thirukkural, there are concepts of love and compassion are worth talking about. The concept of love in Thirukkural includes affection, concern, and kindness towards family, friends, and acquaintances. When Valluvar says love, it means only with those who are close to you. Valluvar presents love as the quintessence of human existence. In Quran 80, he says that without love, a person is merely a lifeless body. Similarly, in Quran 73, he states that love binds the body to life. If there is no love, then the body and life don't work together, underscoring that love is not just an emotion, but it is vital for true living. While Valluvar's idea of love is rooted on personal relationships, he sees compassion as its natural extension. In Quran 757, he says that compassion is the offspring of love. Compassion involves empathy and proactive efforts to alleviate the suffering of others. This could take the form of charity or philanthropy, driven not by a desire for reward, but a sense of duty. In Quran 222, Valluvar says that charity is valuable even if it offers no heavenly reward. In Quran 211, he says, rain does not expect anything in return from the world. Similarly, duty to society demands nothing in return. In other words, we are supposed to help. One must be compassionate to other human beings, whether you get a reward or not. When Albert Schweitzer says the purpose of human life is to serve and to show compassion and the will to help others, we see him echoing Valluvar's ideas of love and compassion. Now, by way of conclusion, let me say the following. The unique, secular, evolutionary, literary masterpiece, The Quarrel of Valluvar, advocates human equality, rationalism, non-violence, the importance of human effort, love, compassion, morality, secularism, and humanism as necessary elements for the welfare and peaceful existence of mankind, and stands as the beacon light, spreading the universally applicable and eternal wisdom and guiding mankind forever. Now, it is up to mankind to follow the universally acceptable and eternal guidelines of Valluvar. I would like to thank the International Thirukkural Foundation of Mauritius for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts on this subject. Thanks for listening.
Prabhakaran, thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
And I would also like to associate your thanks to Valai Tamil for organizing this Zoom conference, and also Voice of Valluvar and other organizations associating with us to organize this online conference. Well, first of all, I would like to express my thanks to all the participants. We have quite some good number of participants attending the talk today, and I'm sure we'll all join me to congratulate Dr. Prabhakaran for his very enlightening and insightful presentation on the topic Valluvar, the Eternal and Universal Guide to Mankind. I think he has substantiated the, the points there in such a way that is very clear to all of us of the message of eternal and universal guide. Well, with these few words of of appreciation, let me thank you personally once again, Dr. Prabhakaran, for being such a great scholar and such a great authority on Thirukkural, that we feel very privileged to have you with us on such an occasion and on many other occasions. And also congratulations for all the work that you are doing in the field of Thirukkural, but also Tamil literature. With these few words, my pleasure now to invite Brother Rajendran from Voice of Valluvar, who will give the vote of thanks, and it would be followed by Parthasarathi from Valai Tamil, who will also make some statement about his new initiatives on Thirukkural promotion, and then I will open the floor for question and answers. So, Brother Rajendran, you have the floor now.
Thank you so much, sir. It is always a pleasure to listen to Dr. Prabhakaran, and he's a very erudite scholar. He's got a very wide reading, and not only wide reading, and he also knows how to put it very succinctly, like Valluvar. The brevity is the soul of wit, as they say, and he very nicely put it the relevance of Quran even today. And I must again once again thank Dr. Arumam Parasuraman also for again restarting this series with the support of all the friends. And we all have one single agenda, that we must take Thirukkural to all corners of the world after imbibing the values of Valluvar. That's very, very important. So this small team, I'm sure will make a definite impact in the society by taking Thirukkural to various corners of the world. Dr. Prabhakaran, once again, I must thank him for his time. This is, I think, the third time he is speaking in this series, and every time he comes out with a new, gives a new perspective to the Thirukkural. Particularly two things I would like to underline. The time, age of Valluvar, and then the concept of equality that he emphasized today. That is, much more relevant even today. And then love was the only binding factor. The very purpose of life is love. Love thyself and love thy neighbor. That's the end of it, actually. That's a beginning, end of it, actually. Then, of course, the knowledge is for advancement of the society. That also Valluvar has highlighted. Placed a lot of importance only on knowledge. Actually. Of course, Thirukkural can be used both as a spiritual guide as well as the guide for this living a wholesome life on this planet Earth. So that he has underlined throughout his address. I must, on behalf of everyone, thank him and all the participants who are here. I would like to listen from them. Thank you, sir, once again, Dr. Prabhakaran.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Prabhakaran, would you like to comment on Mr. Rajendran?
No.
Okay.
I think you summarized the essence of my talk.
Very good. Then. So I have the pleasure now to invite Mr. Partha Sarathi from Valai Tamil, who has undertaken a lot of initiative, I must say new initiative and bold initiatives, to promote Thirukkural globally. So I think it will be a privilege for us to listen to you, Partha, as you share your initiatives with us. And also I would particularly like you to mention, and for our participants to be aware, that you have now a center in Valluvar Kootam, the new renovated Valluvar Kootam, which could be a good place, a good center for reference, for documentation, for souvenirs, and many other things on Thirukkural. So, Partha.
Thank you, sir. Thanks everyone for attending this great restarted meeting. And this has been a long time we have been waiting for to reinitiate, and it is going to be continuing with eminent scholars across the globe in English to accomplish the goal of Thirukkural for UNESCO. So all these videos are available preserved in YouTube, and you can also go to www.thirukkuralforunesco.org, where all the events are posted. All the past videos can be watched again and again. So this is something that we wanted to create as a repository so that the global community can access from the global perspective, not just talking Tamil within ourselves as another literary event. So that is the purpose of this conference. And this next event is scheduled with Mr. Muttuvelu, who is going to present a very nice topic, which will be announced soon. This conference series is organized by International Thirukkural Foundation of Mauritius, Voice of Valluvar, Valai Tamil, and Tamil Valluvar Mandram from Australia, and Thirukkural for UNESCO movement. So all these organizations combined together presenting this to you. So coming back to the Thirukkural initiatives, so we have 5 organizations focusing on 5 different purpose of promoting Thirukkural. So we launched Ulaga Thirukkural Muttrodal Iyakam. So there is a Muttrodal just focusing on the students and youngsters. So that has been for past 5 years, we are having more than 40,000 per year. We are giving 40,000 books to all the districts with the help of Tamil Valluvar Mandram, Dr. Janagiraman. And that's one of the organizations that is focusing on training the students on Thirukkural across Tamil Nadu. So we are successfully able to reach all 38 districts. And the other one is to have our own magazine to reach the community only for Thirukkural. That is a Kural Vali, which was running for 1 year, and then we are just restarting it again. And you will be expecting it soon with a printed magazine to your countries. And there is another organization that is focusing on publications. That is a Valai Tamil publication, just to focus only on Thirukkural. And the 4th organization is Kural Vali Kalvi Kazhagam. We thought there should be an institute to the Thirukkural. And there's been Kural Vali Kalvi Kazhagam has been formed, and the syllabus and everything will be announced soon. And there is a various industry scholars will be appointed as a professors to teach the Thirukkural. And the 5th organization is Kuralangadi. So we need a marketplace to promote Thirukkural. Valluvathai Vazhviyilakkuvom, or Thirukkural Karpom, Kural Vali Nirpom. So with that announcement and with the slogan, we are creating many new ideas and welcoming from everybody. And whatever the ideas you have been carrying for so long and looking for a place to download or suggest, you can always come to the Kuralangadi, which is online and offline. offline store where more than 85 items have been created so far with the Thirukkural, Muchir and Nachir, and the full Thirukkural and with the meaning, all the ideas. So you see the jewels, dress, and books, statues, and anything and everything will be available in Thirukkural. Okay, so that's something that has been created it, and the government of Tamil Nadu engaged us to set up and we got a privilege to get a place in Valluvar Kotam. That's the only shop available in Valluvar Kotam as a souvenir shop. And we are also very soon moving into Kanyakumari, setting up the shop. And so these two are slowly getting established. And then we are also launched recently in Canada, called Kuralangadi Canada, and then Kuralangadi America. So two people are taken the responsibility to share these ideas across the globe. So this is how slowly it is spreading. It is not just a book. We can how the Liberty statue and other places where you go and see the Statue of Liberty, and then when you come back, you come with a lot of nice ideas, and those ideas have never been implemented in Thirukkural the past to attract the kids and youngsters and everybody. That's something available in Kuralangadi, which we have this thing. And the other organization is the Thirukkural for UNESCO. That will be only focusing on taking the Thirukkural to the global community. So these are all some of the organization just for one focus, not touching anything else, and not going outside Thirukkural. Focusing on the core competency of the individual organizations. So if you have any questions, we can address, or we can just open the forum for the general questions. Sir, CR sir, you can moderate or.
Yes. Go ahead, Partha. I think you can be the moderator yourself.
We can open for the session questions.
Yes, Partha. I would invite you to be the moderator, Partha, please. And congratulations for all the initiative you are taking. Very bold, very innovative, and we encourage you to go as far as you can.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for all your support, and we need everybody's ideas, great ideas, and then support to spread this, and then work together with a different perspective. Because I know there's a lot of experts are here, and to choose some of the corals for some of the item that people might like it, so that it can spread more easily, right? So those things are needed. We need a verification of some of the things that we are taking forward, and definitely I need all your support, and we are looking forward. It's a teamwork. It's not myself and CR sir and many of us are working together on these initiatives. Thank you.
I think you can invite questions now, Partha.
Yes.
Thank you. This is Kolanduvel Ramasamy from Washington, D.C. area. Thanks for all the efforts from Valluvar, continued efforts, and also with Dr. Parasuramanaya and Dr. Prabhakaran and Rajendra Naya. A question: we are attempting to spread Thirukkural all over the world, which is very, very important, one of the important tasks. Why can't we meet the government and represent on behalf of Valluvar team or these experts to implement government order that Thirukkural must be taught in the moral sciences classes? The order was issued based on the judgment which was issued on April 26, 2016, and followed by that March 17, 2017, March 21, 2017, there was a government order to all educational system. But till date, It just appears in the books as an appendix, not implemented fully. So is it possible this team could represent to the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu that at least during the coming, starting from the coming school year, this could be taught and implemented in the moral sciences class? Thank you.
First of all, I must, congratulate Kulandival Ramasamy Ayya for his initiative has paid results. Sustained efforts only can yield results. What I'm referring to is he has created, using his, contacts and using his friends, he has brought to Tamil, the knowledge of Tamil Valluvar to make a centralized information system for the people those who want to memorize, and then the students who want to memorize and then participate in the government competition. That he made it as a online registry, and that is the results of effort of Kulandival Ramasamy. Yeah, because that is the only way. Because the first time in the history of the Thirukkural recitation, Tamil Valluvar has called for information online. In fact, I must once again sincerely thank Dr. Arul also, that he consulted us, and he even while devising the form. So we suggested some changes, and he has readily incorporated all those changes. Now that has become a reality. Now at the touch of the button, Government of Tamil Nadu will get to know how many students are registered, which are the districts, and whether the teachers have taught or somebody else from outside has taught them to memorize Thirukkural. All this information is available at the touch of the button. So this is a great effort which has paid off. In fact, I must also share that I and Partharthi went and met the Chief Secretary of Tamil Nadu on a different context, and he told us, please come out with a list of points which we need to implement for propagating Thirukkural. In fact, I have moved, now Canada for quite a few months. So I'll be back to India. But in the meantime, I also requested Partharthi to prepare the list of points, get it validated. And one of the point Chief Secretary himself was telling was how to take Thirukkural to the classes, the schools. In fact, he said, based on Sangam literature, based on our own Bharatiya songs or anything relating to that, if it is that can be validated by the government. So apply to Thirukkural. That is what the need of the hour. And he is very, very open. He is very receptive, and he is very action oriented, result oriented. The current Chief Secretary. So earlier also we met the Chief Secretary. We moved, to some level, but he is going to be there. I'm told till 2027. So I'm sure our team should meet. It's a very good suggestion. Our team should meet, and then we'll get it implemented. We will take input from Kulandival Ramasamy. Yeah.
Thank you so
just
much.
To add that, just to add that, sir, this is Kulandival Ramasamy is, though he's there, he's physically there, and he's mentally here to push the Tamil community on Thirukkural. And so we have noted it, and we will be. I'm just putting together all the, based on our Chief Secretary's the directions. So we are putting together all the points that is needed for Thirukkural spreading within Tamil Nadu, and morally as well as the long-term sustainable perspective. And so we have already gathered some point, and then I'm just putting together and sending it for the team's review. And we will be soon meeting the government again to have integrated meeting from various perspective of the thing, and then having we will be coming up with some solutions. So they are listening to it, and then we definitely will be helping them from collecting public, and then putting together central points. So definitely this is one of that. Ultimate goal is to make this to the moral thing, and whatever as per the judgment, we will be mentioning that as a main point also. But how far it goes based on this thing, we have to see. But definitely this will be the main point that I'll be putting together, and then I'll be also including Mr. Kulandival Ramasamy to review that. Thank you.
One
Thank-
more point I would
thank-
like to inform this august audience. Dr. Shankara Saravanan was a great Tamil scholar, and he is the principal of Administrative College in Tamil Nadu, which is preparing the people for civil services. He, on behalf of government of Tamil Nadu, he went to Paris, met the concerned officers from India, from our embassy, who is coordinating with the UNESCO, and they are taking steps to declare Thirukkural as a memory of the book of memory of the world. And our demand is not only merely declaring as a memory of the world, but also steps to be taken to institute an award in the name of Valluvar in UNESCO, and also, if possible, a bust or statue of Valluvar in the premises of UNESCO. These two more demands we are trying to push it through government of Tamil Nadu. Dr. Shankar Saravanan is a very, very able person, and there is some progress on this front too also. It's a really happy moment for all of us. He shared that meeting, outcome of the meeting in the press. It came in Tamil, in the Tamil Desai Hindu. So this is, a really proud moment for all of us.
It is a very
So
good
thank you very-
development, Sharajan, and I'm happy to hear that. It's a very good development, and this could finally lead us to the mission that we want.
So
Please
thank you
watch
very much,
the
sir.
latest video that Mrs. CR shared in the International Thirukkural Conference in Canada. So we just put a nice presentation about the Thirukkural for UNESCO initiative so far, including these series and everything, just as a consolidated way. So there is a 10 minutes video he shared, and so I'll be posting in the Thirukkural for UNESCO group, the website, so you can watch it anytime.
So thank you very much for all your replies. There is another point I would like to bring. At this point, on November 4th, in a couple of days, Education Minister is meeting with all the educational system dignitaries, I think the directors and all. So there is a separate lesson plan that was designed, which started December 2nd, 2024. The lesson plan is with the director. The request at this point is for in the game area, there is a written test for 50 points. What we are requesting when we meet the chief secretary is we want in the moral sciences class once in a year or once in, or twice in a year, we should have a 50-point written test to test the basic understanding of Thirukkural and the values and the deep meanings of Thirukkural. So memorizing is the step one, which is going really good with the effort of Valluvar, Valaithamal and Rajendra Naya and a team of stalwarts. I would really appreciate it, but that's only part one. Valaithamal is taking effort for the second level, which is understanding Thirukkural in the school system. Making them understand, and also using Thirukkural and taking the examples and the moral values in the daily lives. So unless we bring the younger generation in this line of thought, we will be probably lagging behind in our effort. So I will be in India during December. More than happy to go and meet anybody as a representative from here. And I really appreciate Valaithamal and then Kural Kudumbam and Dr. Armugam Parsuraman and continued support from Dr. Prabhakaran and the entire Tamil community who is the diaspora across the world, who really want to instill the moral values in the younger generation, which will definitely pave the way for a moral community as well. So thank you very much for all the efforts. And then this team I believe this is the best team we can have to make things happen. So I'm so happy that I was able to attend and then share my thoughts too. Thank you.
Thank you. I think we have Mr. Malar Selvan. Is he left? Malar Selvan, are you there?
I think he left.
Okay,
Yeah,
so Malar
he just
Selvan,
left.
Yeah, he was listening. So he's the one who set up the chair for Thirukkural from Texas. I think the university. I know the university name. Anybody?
Houston, I think Rice University.
Yeah. So, he's the first chair that he created for Thirukkural in, I think, in overseas, I guess. So, so recently he visited Puralangadi, Valluvar Kotam, and we missed to meet, but he's doing a lot of planning. In fact, he's planning for something from US also. I wanted him to share that. Anybody else?
Yes.
Just briefly share your thought.
Kavide Ganesan. May
Yes,
I
sir.
speak?
Yes, please.
Yes. Respected President Dr. Armugam Parsuraman sir, International Thirukkural Foundation, Mauritius, Chief Guest Prabhakaran. I will give, first of all, I assure you, I will give full cooperation Thirukkural for UNESCO. If Pathasarthi calls, I will attend him some important meeting. When I was studied, a moral class was conducted weekly once. We must ask the government to conduct the moral class weekly once about Thirukkural, so that school people will learn Thirukkural easily. Then I want to say few words about the first president of the UNESCO. Myself, Dr. Kavide Ganesan, recipient Tamil Sammal Award and Green Champion Award from Government of Tamil Nadu. Then my name was set into Moon and Mars by NASA, and they give certificate to me. Thiruvallur said, "Karka kasadara karpavi katrappan nirka adarkuthaga." In English, learn thoroughly what should be learnt, act according to that. As per the words, one Tamil man born at South India, Sir R.K. Ramsamy Mudaliar, who was my distant relative, the first president of the UNESCO. He studied in Madras Christian College, served as the member of Imperial Legislation Council, England, with Winston Churchill, awardee of Knight Award from Royal England, and wrote bylaws of UNESCO. His school, ARLM school, is even now running in our district, Kadalur. Once he was mayor of Madras. 1946, he inaugurated World Health Organization. It is very important. And Diwan of Mysore. He formed ICICI Bank in India. He received Padma Bhushan and Padma Shri Award, Padma Vibhushan Awards. Justice Party leader. He enclosed Lakshadweep Islands to India at the time of India-Pakistan partition. I proudly remember his acts in the first president of UNESCO, Sir R.K. Ramsamy Mudaliar, who was my distant relative. Thank you for giving opportunity to tell about the first president of UNESCO in this meeting. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Anybody have any other comment?
If not, Partha, we may close the meeting. No?
Yes. Thanks, everyone. So we'll be concluding this meeting with this. So we will be meeting this in the next session, and we'll share the details very soon. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for all, Valluvar and the entire team. Thank you.
Thank you, Nandi.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Prabhakaran, and all the participants, and
Thank you, sir.
Parthasarathi,
Thank you.
Mr. Rajendran, and Mr. Kulandavil Ramsamy.
Thank you. Yeah.